Good boy. Alrighty, lads and lassies, welcome back to another episode of Dr. Stone. My name's Josh, and joining me today is Max for a little bit. He'll probably jump off as soon as I start the countdown. But welcome back to another episode of Dr. Stone, lads and lassies. Last episode, we left off with Chrome building a metal detector with everything. Like, he used the signs of everything that they'd done, and he built, well, something actually brand new for him. It was a really wholesome episode, really. There's like the Chrome's excitement at building something like a metal detector. I liked it. It was very cute. It was very cute. But the question is, are we going to actually sail out this episode? We built roads. Oh, yeah, see, he's already tired. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
See you, chump.
Next, like, are we gonna, like, fly out? We're already flying. Are we gonna sail out this episode? Are we gonna find the Y-Man? What is truly going on in this world of Dr. Stone? And who are those stone people in the intro? Honestly, I just want to get into this episode, so why not? Let's just start right now, shall we?
Alright, looks like they'll have the ship in shape in no time.
Yeah.
That's what you say, but we need a new invention now.
Some misaligned, the hull's starting to warp. I fix one side and the other one falls apart. I don't know what to do.
Natural weathering.
I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, it's not your fault, Kaseki.
Oh, you're so good to me. I might fall for you.
Not really what I was trying to accomplish, but even in our time, shipbuilding on this scale required expertise and very advanced techniques.
Yeah, and we actually used a lot of machinery too.
Learn from our mistakes, like always. Change of plans.
Ooh.
Stitch the giant ship.
Oh.
A smaller boat with a limited crew.
And I'm getting on that ship.
Why you?
Ooh, do I really have to give up on all my work? But I love my
No, just give Kaseki motivation. He'll buff up, and the ship will be done in no time.
Something we want?
As per your uncle's orders, I'm afraid your allowance
That was his
going
uncle.
forward
All right.
will only be 1 million yen.
Oh, no! Oh, only! Oh, great heavens!
I don't know the meaning of those words. My presence alone is enough to create growth in financial
I'm
markets.
pretty sure that's still
People
Clifford.
trust the Nanami reputation.
That sounds
So
like
from a
his
risk
Shirogane
assessment
from season
standpoint,
3.
Every trade I make is a smart one, whether I'm selling options or underwriting securities.
You need to be 13 or older to try VR, kids.
Bro's literally gonna buy out the whole station. Oh no, he just... Okay, so instead of VRing, got a racetrack. Alright, you know what?
That for you, sweet. Who the hell does he think he is?
It's a simple task to convince oneself that a want is hardly a need. It's easier to give up before getting hurt. But Master Ryusui doesn't lie to himself, because greed equals justice.
The more we see of Ryusui, the more I really like him.
Why would you spend all night on that?
There's no rhyme or reason to my desires. I simply want what I want. Remember,
Fair enough.
I'm the greediest man in the world. All I need now is a trustworthy man.
One day.
This model and use it to bring my ship to life.
Senku.
I'm going to make us a model of our vessel. We can pull it off. Right, Senku? Or am I wrong?
That's exactly what I was hoping for.
As long as we've got an absolute fanatic. I'm talking 10 billion% accuracy here. Got it?
Oh, he's already
What do
done.
you think you're dealing with?
He could turn around
Get
and
excited.
demand a 10 billion Drago fee.
Ha ha! There's no need. Not since I won't have to give up on what I want.
For some reason, it feels like it's
For once, he's not charging anyone for anything.
Because greed equals justice!
Yeah, wait. Whoa. No opening? What? Okay. It's gonna be one of those
What
episodes.
are you up to, Minami?
I wanted to chronicle the construction of the ship from start to finish.
Yeah, take pictures of this beautiful
It's the
man.
Kingdom of Science's photojournal.
Brute force. We're talking about drawing, yeah? It's huge!
Magma, Taiju. I love that.
Done!
These skis and snowboards are great. Hope they catch on.
Uh-huh! They're both for sale!
I want to see.
Fingers crossed they sell well! Seasonal events are
I want to see everyone else try it out. Okay, Kohaku's perfect for it.
Oh, that's not a smudge. It's actually Kohaku moving so fast she looks like a ghost.
Electrolysis gets us ozone.
I thought it was just snow.
We can add some nuts for bitterness and a little vanilla essence. And
We're
we've
making
got
hot
a chocolate
chocolate.
substitute.
Any chocolate for me, ladies?
Well, maybe not hot chocolate. All right.
Valentine's
Wow, we're moving through we're moving through the seasons.
Oh yeah, this reminds me of those sticker booth photos.
Think this cute handwriting is meat ice?
It's mine.
What was that thing again? A lathe? What are you doing with it this time?
I'm using it to make a level 2 lathe.
And
Oh!
a level 2 lathe.
I'll use it to make a level 3 lathe.
Oh!
I think I can see where this is going.
Senku's team is pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into their work.
Hey guys, it's been a while since you got a little moment to yourselves.
It feels so nice and soft.
They got a lot of silk so quickly.
Good, huh, on the skin? Can I try touching it, you know, for science?
Kinro. I don't know how dark this show will go. But like this episode really does feel like the calm before the storm. We haven't like technically killed anyone off yet.
How many pictures does one reporter need? You've already got a ton.
But a lot of us are
This is the
probably-
most important
Some
one.
are shipping out and some staying behind.
So I commissioned an automatic camera timer for such an occasion.
Or use Kohaku to take the picture. She moves so fast, she'll be back in.
I'm starting
She'll be in the picture again. It's like the Flash.
Wow.
It has a face on it. It's like Gurren Lagann!
Though I'd take each and every one of you with me if I could.
Great idea, except then all of humanity would go extinct if the ship sank.
That is true.
And isn't there a maximum capacity?
So obviously Senku
Needless to
again.
say, this is an unprecedented and
those are the
extremely
Chrome,
dangerous mission. We may
Kohaku.
never return. You're free to stay behind if you like.
Okay, that looks that is such a good. I love a good cape.
I feel insulted hearing that.
But if we're stuck out there with a crewmate who's less than willing, them getting themselves killed is one thing, but endangering the whole ship is another. Or am I wrong? As I read
Spittin'.
these names, only
He's
those
spittin'.
who are truly prepared to go should step foot on our science vessel Perseus. We need our engineers to keep the
Oh yeah,
ship
Kosaki,
running.
obviously.
Senku, Kosaki, and Chrome.
What the heck? How is Senku?
He's already on there. Yeah. Who would have thought?
That's just how he
Oh,
is.
they're playing the opening now.
Wow, really?
Oh, really?
As an engineer?
Any true voyage via sailboat will take a metric ton of brute force.
Oh, okay.
Power team! Guys!
Alright, I thought they were gonna separate Taiju and Yuzuriha again. Okay.
Just
whew.
stay behind and take over the village.
It's probably because he's so strong. So, you know, whatever it
You
is.
feeling a little jealous there?
Gainro! No way!
Oh, they're just taking him with. Okay.
Coming with us? They're simply too strong.
If they start resisting, throw them overboard.
Them is dicey for sure, but there may come a time when we need to play every last card in our
I have a
hands.
feeling that Y-Man might get a couple new allies here.
I suppose that's everyone that Ryusui wrote down.
Again, get your ass on that ship.
It's hard to believe they're really gone.
He stayed? You know what? Alright, it's fine. I'll give it that.
It was inevitable.
Okay, never mind. He's going.
What the?
Hero just dove in!
I want to go!
I don't know if he'll be able to make it.
Are you guys all seeing this? Yeah, go ahead. Take a few pictures while you're at it. Preserve this moment. Not even Ukyo can hear me. Damn it. I couldn't catch up.
Never mind. I take back what I said.
I adore your courage and manly muscle.
But I also want people to think I'm brave.
Bruh.
My cake and eat it too.
Just a hunch.
Senku, you're not doing that.
You dirty.
Someone's chasing us to get on the ship.
It can't be.
Get him, Taiju.
Gotta admit, you deserve some props, Ginro.
I misjudged you.
Yeah, me too. I always had you.
He
pegged
blew
for
it
being
so hard.
I never saw this coming in a billion years.
I believed in you. Hero.
Oh, you didn't.
Our first destination is the Treasure Island.
Ooh.
Where is it?
Why, for the god-tier item that'll help us rescue all of humanity, of course. It's on
Okay,
the
the
islands my dad and his team
depetrification.
washed up on.
Oh, we're going
At its
to that
best,
island.
The astronauts who avoided the petrification lived out their lives. And where the spaceship
It's
soared
the tree from Attack on Titan. Ooh, it's finally happened. We've set sail. We're not going that far, but we are going far enough to like warrant the boat. We're going to where it all began for the village. Not where it all began, but just where, like, the origins of the village. You know, Kohaku, Ginro, Kinro, all of them, they're going to go see their great, etc. grandparents, grandpappies. I wonder what we need for it. Because, like, Senku said, we need something from them. It's where the ship is. Like, not the ship, it's the escape pod, which would have a ton of technology on it. But the question is it even usable 3,000 years later? I don't think it would be. But they need something from there. I trust Senku. Of course I trust Senku. So what will they be needing the escape pod for? What are they looking for? A giant tree is growing around it, so that might be a problem. But, you know, with the muscle team, I think you could just rip the tree out. Literally rip it from its roots. So going back there, we set sail. This episode, once again, I think it's starting to just, like, bounce around now. There's this is episode 5, I think. So episode 3 was a whole bunch of progress, very little explanation. Episode 4, a whole bunch of explanation, not a lot of progress. Well, like, it was a lot of progress, but, like, not as fast. This one, I think we just skipped, like, half a year into the future. Maybe half a year. In one episode, that was, like, we built a whole bunch. We built the ship, set sail. I'm so glad that Kosuke was able to build his giant baby. I love that he keeps giving his creations faces. I don't know why. It's just the steam gorilla and Perseus, which, by the name, I was wondering why this episode was called Science vs. Perseus. I think that's what it was called. What a fitting name for the ship that's going to turn the world back. It's going to give the world its breath back. It's going to fight the demon that turned the world to stone. Very fitting name. Probably Ryusui came up with this. And speaking of Ryusui, I mean, I got a few notes here. Not a ton of stuff to talk about, though I do have some stuff to say about the crew that they picked. But I said in the beginning of the episode, the more I see of Ryusui, the more I like him. He's not some spoiled rich brat that buys everything that inconveniences him. He's not he's not a trust fund kid. He actually works for what he wants. If he doesn't know something, he works for it. He doesn't go, one day I'll get it. But if he wants something, he will work his ass off for it. If he ends, what did he say? What was Francois? He said something between, like, wanting and needing. Can't remember exactly what she said, but I really like that quote. There's Ryusui completely going into the whole "I'm the greediest man on earth" thing. I like his greed. I really do like his greed, because it's not just him going, "Oh yeah, buy me that." It's, I'm gonna work to earn that, and then I'll buy it. But, like, he can easily just buy a sailor to sail him around the world, but he specifically learned how to sail these very specific old ships because it was just something he had an itch. Or, like, modern day ships, they're nice. It's too much tech. I want to know what it's like to sail an early age ship. Why? Because I want to. There's no other reason. Just I want to. And honestly, it's one of the most realistic motivations to have. It's like, why do you want to do this? I want to. I don't need a sad anime backstory to tell you why. Specifically, my dad was sailing a ship, an old-fashioned one, but it was sunk in the wind. It was sunk in the oceans, and I've promised that I would avenge him and become the best sailor of this specific ship. No, it's just I want to. Makes me like him a lot much more. I don't know why. It's just, and I'm pretty sure it was still Clifford Chaplin doing the voice acting for when Ryusui was younger. just reminded me of when he was covering for Aaron Dismuke, because Aaron, I'm pretty sure that's his name. If I'm like mispronouncing it or getting it wrong, my bad. But the voice actor for Senku, he's also the voice actor for the president in Kage-sama, and he just broke his voice. He strained it, I think, during one of his roles. So for season 3 of Kage-sama, he wasn't able to do his lines, and Clifford took his place. And it took me a little bit to get used to it, because you can definitely tell the difference. But it just sounded like his little Ryusuke voice sounded so much like Shirogane. It's very funny to me. But I'm really starting to love Ryusu. The more I say it, the more it becomes unpronounceable. But I really love his work ethic and how, like, what he told the sailor. Like, he didn't make them feel guilty for not going. He's like, if you don't want to go, completely fine. It's very dangerous. Plus, I don't want people that don't want to go, because not only will they be endangering themselves, they'll be endangering everyone else on the crew. So don't feel bad if you don't want to go. I really like that there was no pressure, and like, even though he acknowledged that Gen could do it, that Gen could trick people into going, he acknowledges that, and he's like, we can't do that. It actually puts us in danger. And look, he's just a straightforward guy. There's no trickery with him. There's no ulterior motives. He just does what he wants, and he really likes money. Man. And then the big thing to talk about in this episode, other than them actually setting sail, is who they chose to be on the crew. Which, of course, is like every main character. I was a little bit worried, though, that when he chose Yuzuriha, that we wouldn't get Taiju on the ship, because it could have just been that thing of Taiju has had this. I don't think he's confessed to her yet. I don't remember him doing that, because I think his reasoning is like, oh, it's still very complicated right now. I don't want to complicate things further by getting emotions mixed up in this. So once humanity is back on track, then I'll confess. I don't think he's done it yet. So I was thinking when they chose Yuzuriha that there would be like this touching goodbye between them. No, he's going to. I'm glad that he's going, even though like he hasn't gotten. I talked about this last episode, that a lot of characters that we've had. I mean, it's just such a big cast. It makes sense, but Taiju and Yuzuriha, while they've been doing stuff in the background, they haven't been doing too much in the foreground. The big characters this season are Senku, Ryusui, Ukyo, and Gen. Whereas in season 1, for the first 6 episodes, it was Senku, Taiju, and Yuzuriha. And then Taiju and Yuzuriha took like a massive dip. And even though they were like really important to the plot, they haven't been very relevant to the story. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just like they don't have a lot of screen time. And even in season 2, we finally get them back. They don't do too much. And then in season 3, now it's like everyone's working together, that they just don't get the screen time that I thought they would have had back in the first batch of episodes. So I'm just glad that they're not kicked to the curb for these new characters. Like, they're still here, and we're not gonna stop seeing them. Same cannot be said for Ruri, though. Granted, she wasn't that important as a character. She had like the plot relevance of like, I need to win the tournament arc so I can get her hand in marriage, so we can like convince the village to work for me. And she has like some lines, but she's not like that strong of a character on her own. And I guess that means she'll just be leading the village and rest of the revival people on the humanity restoration team. At first, I thought for a second we might have, because Senku said we were going to go on 2 fronts. They were going to have the sailing, we're going to have the sailors, and we're going to have the restoration team. I thought the restoration team, like, we would split our cast in half. So, I don't know. I don't want to lose anyone on the voyage, because it's such a good crew. Like, it's such a great cast of characters, like, all of them together. But let's say, like, 50% of them stayed on the restoration side, and the other 50% went on to sail. I thought we're gonna have like a split story of maybe like a couple episodes here and there, because of course the sailing is the more interesting part. So maybe like a couple episodes sprinkled throughout the series or the season. We have we follow like the antics of, let's say, Ginro's stay. They'll follow the antics of Ginro, Ruri, and let's say Taiju's stay. You know, we follow their antics, how they're doing, and then like majority of the series we tend to just like follow Senku and them. But no, I'm pretty sure we're never gonna cut back to unless it's going to be like we need them, or maybe like some comedy stuff, like, oh yeah, I sure hope that this person isn't doing this, and like hard cuts to them doing something. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get much screen time on the humanity restoration front, seeing that almost everyone that is relevant is with Senku. I'm so sorry, Riri, that you did not make the cut, but hey, at least you're leading. At least you're. I assume that you're leading. Maybe not. I assume that you are. But that throws my theory of Magma being the leader, because at first I thought it was going to be like part of his character arc that he stays behind, and because like Magma's goal was always to lead the village, but in this way he would be getting that goal, but just not in the way he thought he would be, and he's a slightly different person. He's still the same guy, just not as bad. He still needs to go through some work, but it would have been fitting for his character arc if that had happened. But we're just bringing him along with us, which I'm very glad. I really like Magma. Magma is another character that we got like a lot of screen time with him, like mid to late season 1. He had a really good character arc, and he still got quite a bit of screen time in season 2. And like this season, he's kind of just been taking the side, like he's been like taken to the side. And I don't know how much more of him we can see, because I mean, like I said, this season the main focuses are Senku, Ryusui, Gen, and Ukyo, and Magma doesn't really. Magma and Taiju have kind of just gone into like the muscle man status. Same thing with Kohaku. Like she was a really big part of season 1 and 2, and this season she's relevant, but she's not the forefront. I do like this series, because something with My Hero Academia that you can like something like I wish that they were a little bit better with in My Hero was that they were better at the revolving cast, because Class 1A has so many great characters. There's a lot of fun characters in Class 1A, but they just don't get any screen time. What's his name? Sero, the tape guy. Purely based on design and the few bits of dialogue that he gets, I really like him. He seems like a really fun character. He just doesn't do anything because there's no time. The plot follows mostly Deku, which it is his show, but Class 1A is there in the background. And I feel like in earlier seasons of My Hero Academia, it was really good at following like select groups of them. Season 1 was kind of like the introduction to everyone. Season 2, obviously Todoroki's season. The second half of season 2, obviously Ida's, like the Stain arc was Ida's time to shine. Tournament arc, Todoroki's time to shine. Season 3 was Bakugo. Season 4 was when we kind of stopped with the whole Class 1A thing, and we moved on to a different set of characters. Like we got into the bigger world, where like we were introduced to Lemillion, the Overhaul arc, the Night Eye Agency. Season 5, a bit too cluttered the first half, so like no one really got too much time to shine. And then when it was Endeavor's time to shine, and then it was the League of Villains time, and now season 6 was mostly all about Deku, when it wasn't about fighting. So Class 1A really got the shaft. So I wish My Hero was a little bit better at their rotating cast. Granted, I love My Hero still, but Senku, like Dr. Stone, it's like the rotating cast. Like obviously Senku is the center because he's the main character, but they're really good at going, all right, so this season's gonna be about this. We're gonna rotate the cast, so the main, like the other than Senku, the main characters from here, they're still gonna be a part of it. They're just gonna be like off in the side, and now we're gonna bring in these new ones, or we're gonna like make these ones more fleshed out. Like Nikki, I think she's gotten a lot more screen time in this season than she did. Like she got like a lot of, she got an entire episode last season, but other than that, she didn't really do much, or she didn't get too much screen time. Now she's not the forefront, but she's more of a prominent side character. Same with Ukyo. Was a semi-antagonist last season, and now he's like one of the top 4 characters in Senku's I was gonna say like war meeting, just in general. So I really do enjoy seeing these new dynamics that Dr. Stone always brings up into the open. It makes me wonder, either next season or midway through this season, if we're going to get another dynamic shift, like who like we're going to be following mostly. I do want to see more of Taiju and Yuzuriha with Senku. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of them together, so I would like to see that. But I mean, there's a lot of combinations that you can do. Oh yeah, often like Senku, Ryusui, Gen, Ukyo, and Chrome. Those are the top 5. I think I forgot to mention Chrome. Chrome, of course, is like he's in there too. I think I forgot to mention him when I was talking about like the big 4. Or I forgot it was actually the big 5. But yeah, next episode looks like we're going off into the origins of it all. What are they looking at? It can't be the black box, because I don't think they have anything to play that. Or it's probably not even functional at this point. So what kind of technology are they looking for? What hints could they be possibly scrounging around for? If you want to find out, make sure you head over to Patreon right now, because probably by the time this is released on YouTube, the next 2 or 3 episodes are on Patreon right now. So if you really want to find out, check it out. Check that out down below. Description, all that. Full-length early access. And if you can't afford that, that's completely fine. Subscribe, leave a like, comment down below. Tell me what you thought of this episode. And if you were Ryusui, who would you have brought? Or like, I guess the question is, who would you have actually left behind? Is there anyone that on this ship that you would have just gone, maybe not, just like leave them behind? Is there anyone that you think you would not have brought with you? I think that's the more interesting question than other than who you would have brought. So yeah, who would you have left behind? And I will see you all next week for more. If you want to like interact more, we have a Discord that's also in the links in the description down below. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. You can check out our Owl House reactions, My Hero Academia reactions, Attack on Titan reactions, which are finally resuming. So much stuff that you can check out on the channel while you wait for more Dr. Stone. And I'll see you all in the next one, lads. Bye-bye.